Hey Hub City, Pastor Sean here, just checking in with you, and I want to thank you for those of you that are continuing to be so generous by giving to Hub City Church during this time. Your tithes, your offerings, all those things that are coming in, we're so grateful for your generosity. And in the middle of this crisis, we understand there are a plethora of ways that you could be giving and supporting those in need. And I encourage you, don't hold back from serving and loving and giving to the various ways in our community and across the nation that you can give. We want you to know, though, as you give to Hub City Church, we are doing things to steward those funds well during this time. Our council met this week and we approved a new budget that cuts some of the different operation costs that we would normally have. So things of events and programs that we normally had going, right now we're cutting our main operating budget while at the same time continuing to do local and global missions. So we aren't cutting those things. We're still supporting our missionaries and our local efforts. The other thing that we're doing is increasing the amount going to benevolence. When you hear benevolence, I don't know what that means to you, but for us, what that means is practical needs, crisis needs, very tangible things that we can do in our community. And so when you give directly to tithing and offering, a percentage of that goes towards benevolence. But maybe you want to give above and beyond that. You want to bless somebody and bless that fund so that we can go buy toiletries or buy groceries for somebody. On your check or on your online giving, just give the designation for benevolence. And you can do that. It's an official designation for giving at this point, and that's going to go directly towards giving practical things to people in our community and across the nation. Now, best ways to give. I know it kind of seems a little weird to talk about it, but there's two ways that are very practical at this time because we're not passing buckets. One, you can mail it. Grab an envelope, grab a stamp, mail it to our address. It's right there. There's our address. Send it to us, right? The other way that you can do it is go on our website, thehubcitychurch.com/give. And you can give through Planning Center to do this. Again, church, we are so grateful and thankful for your generosity in this time. One of the things last week I was reading came out of John chapter 6. And what happens in that moment is Jesus sees the crowd, right? He sees the multitude. And he wants to do something about it. He sees the need. And what he does, very familiar with this story, I'm sure, he reaches out to the disciples and says, what are we going to do about it? He's engaging them in being a part of the solution. And he doesn't ask them for something impractical and crazy. He just says, what can we do? And how can we help these people? And all they see is it's impossible. The need is too great. And so he challenges them. And what he uses is not something that they had to go into debt for and something that they didn't have, but rather something that they could procure right there, which was a couple of loaves of fish, a couple of loaves of bread, and some fish. And he uses these very practical things to do what? Feed a multitude, to meet the need. And a couple of takeaways here. Jesus sees the need. He wants you to be a part of the solution, and he's just asking you to use what you got. All right, church? We're trying to do our best to love and to serve and make an impact in our community. And that's possible because of your generosity, because of your partnership. We love you. We're grateful for what you're doing and how you're partnering with your church during this time. If you have any questions, let me know. Shoot me an email and let's chat during this time. But let's continue to make an impact in Skagit County and across the globe.